Are you feeling hopeless today? Not knowing which way to turn? Check this story out, because on Layers of Living Water, I have some answers for you today. Daniel, every evening at 9:30, followed the same routine. He would lock his doors. He turned off all the lights and he set his alarm for 5:30 a.m. the very next morning. No matter how difficult life became, he always believed tomorrow was a new day with new possibilities. For many years, his routine never changed. Then all of a sudden, Daniel ran into some problems. He had a promotion that he was to earn at work. He had worked hard. All of a sudden, they gave it to somebody else. Then his father passed away unexpectedly. As you can imagine, Daniel all of a sudden thought his life was going crazy. Everything was coming unglued, unraveled. And you may be there today. But that night, Daniel picked up the alarm clock. And he chose not to set it this time. He didn't even turn it on. He said, "I'll just wake up when I wake up." Well, as you can imagine, the next morning he woke up late, of course, because he didn't set the alarm. But Daniel told himself, it doesn't matter. Then he did the same thing the following night and the following. And all of a sudden, his wonderful routine and habit turned into a major problem. Daniel started pulling away from everyone. He started closing into himself. Daniel stopped dreaming. He stopped expecting good things to happen to himself. Something very dangerous was starting to take control of him. Are you there today, my friend? Are you dealing with problems and situations? Do you feel like everything is closing in on you? Let's check out what Daniel did and see, because I know you can apply it to your life. Daniel said, "I cannot believe I've allowed myself to get here, but now I don't know what to do." One day, Daniel was sitting at his desk in his room, had the lights very dim, was just sitting there kind of feeling sorry for himself. He saw a little corner of a paper sticking out of his desk. He said, "I wonder what that is." He reached down, carefully pulled it out so he didn't tear it. He began to read it. He realized it was a list he had made a long time ago. Places he was going to visit, people he was going to help, goals he had planned for himself that he would reach. He sat there for a long time, thinking, not because of what was written, but because Daniel remembered the man who had written them down on that piece of paper. The man who once believed and expected good things to happen to him. The man who refused to quit and always saw tomorrow as a new opportunity. That evening, Daniel picked up the alarm clock. He said, "I'm going to set the alarm. I can turn this around. I can get back to where I was. I can do things differently. I don't have to stay in this ditch, stuck where I am." He began to smile as he set the alarm. It wasn't because all of his problems had disappeared. It wasn't because everything had changed. But Daniel all of a sudden realized that if I make a change, if I start doing something right, if I start believing again, then the rest of my life will change. Daniel set that alarm. He was ready to go. He turned that dial to 5:30. The alarm sounded the next morning. He got up out of bed, made his coffee, A song of hope began to rise up in him. Joyfulness began to rise up in him. You may say, well, what happened? Did the world change overnight? No. But Daniel realized that he had changed. As he looked out the window, the sunlight began to break across the horizon. He realized something he wished he had learned a long time earlier. Rather than going deeper and deeper into sorrow, he realized the alarm clock was not his problem. The routine was not his problem. It was that he stopped allowing tomorrow to be a new day of opportunities and possibilities. Maybe you're feeling that today. Maybe you don't even want tomorrow to come. Maybe you wish you could just crawl in a hole somewhere and hide from everything and everybody. Stop blaming all your problems on something that really isn't the issue. And start realizing today that you have the opportunity to become something that you would not allow yourself to be yesterday. Now look, I'm not telling you all of a sudden tomorrow's going to be easy. I'm not telling you that all your problems are going to disappear. But what I am telling you is if you face them with hope, if you start believing like Daniel did, tomorrow is a new day of opportunities. You will begin to look at things differently. You will begin to realize that you can change things. Just as Daniel did. He started operating in hope. He started believing and expecting something good to happen tomorrow. He decided that he would write a totally different chapter to his story tomorrow. Today you will find your story can completely change. Just remember this one thing. Your life is not over. You're not permanently stuck where you are because you control the words. You control the hope. You control exactly how your story will read tomorrow. Look up, my friend. Have hope. Change what you're doing and watch how your life changes.